Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Dozo Sumo.
We have a special edition episode today for you guys. If you notice, one, we're together.
Yeah.
Two, we're not in our apartments.
That's true. We are not in our apartments.
This is not an apartment. It is a car.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, the reason for this special episode is Pat was working a job, professional videographer, photographer,
Yes.
at the Prudential Center in New Jersey a few weeks ago.
Correct.
And saw an advertisement for the International Sumo Championship.
World Championship.
World Championship, excuse me. Sunday, February 18th, 2024.
Oh, wait a minute. That's today!
We're gonna go. And as we're going, you guys are gonna learn with us. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna see if we can't talk to some people. And given that this is a special event, we're driving, we can't drink alcohol.
That's accurate. However, it wouldn't be a Dozo podcast / video without some kind of beverage. We have got
Pocari
the only drink anyone needs, the Pocari Sweat. Let's get some tasting notes.
Japanese sports drink.
Oh God, that's good.
Yeah, it is.
That's gonna get the fuel we need. So we are on our way out. We're heading out about an hour drive from my place in Brooklyn. We have press passes there waiting for us. Dozo Sumo on location.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We stopped and got some snacks at the Japanese market for the hour-long journey out to New Jersey. What is that? What is that?
A chicken karage onigiri. But the
Chicken karage?
Yeah.
How is it?
Well, only took one bite of only rice, but it's okay so far.
the rice is good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Just
I don't know.
Eat it.
The seaweed is separate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, it's like in a different compartment.
Yeah, okay.
There's instructions. Did you read the instructions?
No.
What? You have to build it?
Yeah.
I have never seen an onigiri that you have to build.
Me neither. And if this is a standard thing, we're really showing our ignorance. I didn't get onigiri all that often in Japan, so...
I didn't either. I have a couple questions for you, Sam. I've been preparing these.
Oh,
no, I haven't really. All right, so what's your prediction on what's about to happen?
It's a little more dramatized. Like, it's still
Okay.
sumo, but there'll be some ex-professionals who wrestled in Japan. A few others who are like big in like the amateur scene maybe.
I'm curious to see if it'll be like an actual like tournament or if it'll just be like...
I don't think it will.
It'll just be like random bouts.
Anyone who's there was probably like a former.
Yeah, former fighter.
Rikishi.
That's definitely going to be true.
There it is, Prudential Center.
The home of sumo.
For the night.
For the night, maybe. Man, I can't wait to see what's in there. Here we are, the Prudential Center. We made it. You excited?
I am.
We're about to go see what American sumo has to offer. Got it. Sam's got the camera, he's got the gear. He's not afraid to use it. He's slightly afraid to use it.
I mean, this is like your really expensive professional grade stuff,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm a little scared.
It's a serious gear. That's my older camera though. She's been around the block a couple times, the FS7.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna walk in and see what's going on in here. Wow. All right, we're here ringside. We're gonna go up to the concourse in a minute and we're gonna do some interviews to try to see if people have any interest in sumo, why they're here, what they're expecting for tonight, kind of gauge what the crowd's like actual interest in sumo is. Let's do it.
All right, what are you guys here to see tonight?
Sumo wrestling.
What's your do you have prior knowledge, prior background in sumo at all?
Nothing.
None. I don't have that much background knowledge. It's a chance to see it. Never seen it before.
We're from Ireland, so there's a similar type of wrestling in Ireland where fellas do it in the pub. Yeah.
What do you know about sumo?
Nothing.
Great.
It usually takes a few seconds.
It takes a few seconds. That is true. It can be a real quick fight.
This is actually my second sumo within 6 months.
With World Championship Sumo
No.
or?
This is my first time, so looking forward to see what they have to do.
Prior knowledge of sumo besides going to the Sushi and Sumo? And
I've watched a little YouTube there.
okay, what have you seen on YouTube?
Some Vice videos.
Yeah. Do you have any prior knowledge of sumo?
Yeah. I seen it in a Scooby-Doo episode once or twice.
All right, prior knowledge of sumo before coming here?
Vastly, yeah.
No.
Oh, well.
No, I've just read, I've seen it in media and like I've read cool stuff about it, like, more in preparation for this, but it's just like a foreign thing that I've never experienced before, so.
Prior knowledge, we don't need prior knowledge. All we know is Tenzin Yaya.
Tenzin Yaya, Mongolian. So other people were just telling us about Kyle the American and the Russian.
Oh, Ryan Kramer can eat dust. He's not gonna win. Tenzin Yaya is gonna win, number 11 seed. I'm putting $1,000 on him tonight.
Oh, and you wrestle.
I know how to grapple.
You're already more qualified than anyone else we've spoken to tonight. What do you like most about wrestling?
Probably the fact that you can take someone down and then you have like the feeling that you won.
The outfits, where'd these come from?
We actually went to a kimono place in New York City, straight out of Japan. This is authentic too, so we want to just fit the part.
Awesome. Dude, it seemed like nobody really had a lot of prior knowledge of sumo, but they were all like really hyped to be here and just like learn more about the sport. So that's awesome.
A little unexpected, but as we were doing the interview, it's a bit of a rowdy crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
Most people that we interviewed seemed pretty intoxicated.
Yeah, there's
a lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, a little bit more rowdy than I was expecting.
And now our 11th seed knockout Bonsai versus our number 2 seed, winner of World Sumo number 1. And finally, our number 12 seed, Islam Ibrahim versus the number 1 seed, Osuna.
There's a little bit of drama there in the opening face-off, I guess you could say.
A little different from the sumo week right now.
That's all right. You certainly wouldn't see any taunting or three-fight slapping in a traditional sumo match. It's a little Jersey style.
They would be getting a lot of warnings from the JSA.
Very stern warnings. noticed here is that the crowd reacts very differently to things that they would in Japanese sumo. So like earlier, the two sumers got down, wrestlers got down, and they were about ready to fight. The one wasn't ready, so he kind of popped back up and took a lap, which is obviously a very common thing in Japanese sumo. But here, as soon as he did that, the whole crowd started booing and seemed very upset, as if he almost, was like, I don't know, cheating or taking a break or something. It was a completely different reaction, because if that happened in Japan, it would be the whole crowd would go wild, they would be cheering. It like fires them up. So it's just interesting to see different reactions. So we're at the finals now. The crowd's still electric, very heated. The matches have been actually quite good overall, I would say. Like it really does feel like
the last few rounds have been good. For like the knockout rounds have been good.
Yeah, they actually have been really good. So I will be curious to see how this all wraps up. Hello and welcome back to the studio. It's been a couple months since Sam and I went to the World Championship of Sumo. We had a really fantastic time, and basically for this part of the video, we're going to show the final 3 matches that went down. So this is like the kind of, since it was tournament style, this is the finals of it, which I recorded in their entirety. So basically we're going to play through the edited down version of it, and Sam and I are going to kind of do some commentary on kind of like our overall thoughts.
So yeah, the final 3 matches here is actually for the title, the championship of this event. Both former Maegashira, they both reached Maegashira 1. On the right from Russia, Wakanoho Toshinori. And then on the left from Egypt is Osuna Rashi. Without further ado, let's watch these 2 former Maegashira go at it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best of 3 battles will decide it. The winner will be your World Championship Sumo champion. Introducing on 368 pounds, out of Russia, the Sumo World Champion. Introducing Big
During this part, we're also talking about some differences between the American sumo and Japanese sumo. I think one of the biggest differences is the way that they announce the intros to each fight. So for this part here, you see it's very like old school WWE style, where it's like, let's get ready to rumble style. Every single match that happened for the entire night, they would do an intro just like this. So even if you had seen the wrestler already fight, this announcer would come out and be like, coming from this country and weighing at this weight, and would do the intro every single time, which I thought was interesting. Yeah.
Because in normal JSA, they sing their names. You wonder, hey, was that the WWE style entrance 300 years ago in Japan to get people hyped up? And now this is just the modern version of that. Probably not. Probably not. But,
well, it's an interesting way of thinking about it, though. There really wasn't a lot of traditional sumo, I guess, like pageantry around it. This is a little more coordinated than you would see in Japanese sumo. They don't in Japanese sumo, they're not really doing things in sync quite like that. Like this is more choreographed. But these are traditional moves that you would absolutely see real Rikishis do in Japan. So this was the only time during the night that we saw moves quite like this at this level, I would say. So what we saw right there was basically there was a false start, and the one wrestler like literally pushed the other wrestler in an aggressive manner because I guess he was so upset that he he false started him, and there was kind of this like tense moment. The whole crowd kind of went ooh, again, like something you would see more in like UFC maybe. I thought that was really interesting because once again, obviously something you would never ever see in Japanese sumo is a wrestler pushing another wrestler out of turn.
Definitely think it was playing to the crowd in America of the WWE style of making it personal. And really, like World Championship Sumo, they have about 30 to 40 wrestlers, and they just rotate through. So they all travel and train together. So I think it's just a little bit made up, exaggerated rivalry. Also, it's on the referee to call the start in this one, whereas in JSA, it's actually on the wrestlers to start it when they both put their hands down, and the ref will only intervene to call something egregious like a false start.
This was a good match here. This one actually went for a decent amount of time. They locked up pretty good.
Pretty similar size. Pretty both have belt grips.
And this actually, I would say, this was actually probably one of the longer matches of the entire night. Most of them did not go this long.
No. Don't know if we talked about this really earlier, but I mean, it's a wrestling mat, so doesn't have the clay, doesn't have the hay bales.
Yeah, pretty much the only similarity is the actual ring, which is obviously not made out of rope like it is traditionally. I thought this was interesting too. They kind of take a while to get up. Also kind of playing into the drama. I mean, in Japan, pretty much they get up immediately unless they're injured. It's very rare that you'd see someone lay on the ground for more than a second or two to kind of catch their breath. So that was kind of interesting.
And some really dramatic belt slaps here.
So this is the final match. It's 1-1 right now, so it went to the third round. Like Sam said, I think they actually were pretty evenly matched. At this point, we were kind of thinking, I was thinking at least it could be anyone's game.
Mm-hmm.
You see there an attempt for like a leg trip, a second attempt for a leg trip, and then it ends up working out. And then, obviously here, if we're making comparisons, excessive celebration and excessive exaggerated disappointment. Two things you would never, ever see. Comical, like very, like I said earlier, very WWE to an extent. I mean, you would never see this. His family, that's like, I'm assuming his wife.
Yeah, his wife and kids are right there.
Yeah, she was sitting right next to me and she came running out. So definitely a significantly more dramatic finish than you would see. But it made for, again, like Sam said, it played to the crowd. It played to the audience. And
yeah, absolutely.
The audience just absolutely loved it, and the entire time was just electric and going wild, as you kind of hear.
For me, I've been doing professional sumo in Japan for almost 12 years. Then I retired in 2018. So after with the WCS, they have the real traditional sumo in a new dress which will fit the eyes of the people here in the US. They changed it, it's you don't see bare asses anymore. You see wrestlers in a mawashi, they got shorts on. You see there is not only one round, you got 3 rounds in sumo, which doesn't happen normally. So there is more chances for the audience to see their favorite wrestler. In sumo, we train every day at least 4 to 6 hours, just sumo. And if you still have some power, you'll go to the gym with yourself later at night. So normally you train yourself. Yes, you're gonna have at least 1 to 2 fights every month. The new way with the WCS is giving sumo to the people. That's a new, I won't say a new generation. That's a new history we're making here with the WCS, making a new sumo, new traditional sumo in a new dress. Everybody love it. The kids love it. Young people love it. Old people love it. Everybody love it. So yeah, this is like a new sport, a new history here in the US, and just the beginning. We just have like sold out 5,000 tickets tonight, and it's just the very beginning. And I know we rock US tonight, and we rock the whole world.
Guys, I want to thank you for coming out. Nothing can stop a champion like Sandstorm except me thanking him for such a great performance.
Thanks, boss.
Overall, we had a really great time. I think I can probably speak for both of us when I say that I think we were both pretty surprised at A, the attendance, and B, the excitement of the attendees. As you saw from the interviews with the crowd, obviously that was only a small cross section, but majority of the people really didn't have any prior knowledge to sumo out of everyone we talked to. And everyone was just so into it, so excited. I mean, this isn't like a blood sport like UFC is, but it still like brought the house down and had people so engaged and excited the entire time.
When we were talking to people, they said, "Oh, we want to see some big guys pushing each other around. We want this, we want that." And of course, it's very different from sumo in Japan. I've seen some of the comments on Reddit where people are like, "Oh, this is a mockery. This isn't real sumo." And tell us your opinion. I'm not going to say this is real sumo because, JSA Sumo has the proper Shinto traditions, and part of it is religious. And you literally can't do that outside of Japan. I still had a great time. I think I still prefer, of course, good traditional Japanese sumo, but not to say that this doesn't have a future.
The one thing I would say is that like once the match started and it was the two wrestlers and the referee moved back, once they were fighting, there's essentially no major difference between this and the real sumo. And I know that's kind of a bold statement, but like once they were wrestling, they adhered to all the rules. They did the same moves and it pretty much followed in that way. So you pretty much lose almost every single element that makes traditional sumo except for the fighting. So I think in that way, it's still like, is an interesting event and it's still worth seeing because you're still seeing what proper sumo fight looks like. But I would say you're getting almost none of the culture, really.
No, I absolutely agree. There is none of the culture. The only part of the culture was where Wakanoho and Osuna at the end there like came in and they were doing their shiko and belt slaps. That was the only bit that was cultural.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
It was cool to be that up close to two former Maegashira 1 and watch them go at it. I mean, I hope the clip made it through of like him crashing into me. I will never get that experience in Japan because I will never be like ringside at the dojo. So I watch it happen when people go rolling into the first two rows, and I just know that'll never be me. But it happened to me in New Jersey. Normally that's not a good story. It was like this happened to me in New Jersey. You're like, oh my God, what happened in New Jersey? Don't tell me. But this this was a rare good thing in New Jersey.
In this case, you got hurt and it was good in New Jersey. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this format. I mean, this was obviously a huge departure for us based off of the first couple episodes we did. In the future, we would love to do more on-site stuff like this. So if anything comes up, we're going to try. But thanks again to the, World Championship of Sumo for having us there as press. We had an absolute blast, and we will catch you guys at the next Basho in May.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Later.